Hey everybody, this is Jason at JDO Custom Leather, and I wanted to make a video on how to make a fire starter. I like making videos, and if it helps anybody out with tips and stuff like that, because that's kind of how I got started. And these are just two of the ones I've made recently, the last couple of days. I'm sure you've seen pictures of them. And I'm going to use the same wood. It's called Spectra Ply Ember Glow. It's obviously man-made. Bunch of different colored layers glued together. And what I've been doing is cutting them into square inches, about an inch square. I think it's almost about 3 inches long. But I marked this one, and I need to cut it. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Is I'm going to use my little plastic miter box and cut this out. Alright, so I've got a couple pieces. I'm just going to use just one of these, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take one on the sander, and I'm going to sand all the sides as perfectly to 90-degree right angles as I can, so I can drill the holes first. Okay, so what I'm doing, I want to make sure that all the angles on here are right angles, because I've got to stand this up to drill the holes through. So that's what we're going to do over here. And since I don't have any nice crazy jigs, basically what I'm going to do is just stand this up to drill the hole for the fire steel and for the lanyard hole. So that's why I've got to make sure everything is as square as possible. And now I'm just going to mark this. If you can see that. There we go. Alright, so here we go. This stick the camera there. So here's the front hole for the fire steel. And here's the lanyard, the lanyard hole. And what I'm going to do is just sand it down. I really don't even have any idea in mind on what to do. I'm just going to kind of go with it and see what happens. And this is basically the whole starting point I start with, and after that it's just however you want to make it look. That's it. Well, there we go. I think I'm going to go with this. Pretty simple. Now we will, now there's one thing to do before we go any further. Put that down. Alright, this is, excuse me. Bring the camera down here. So here's the actual fire rod I'm going to use. I believe it's about about 3 1/8 by 5/16. Now whenever you glue metal to wood, you want to scuff up the metal real good. Now this is, I believe this is made out of magnesium. You don't want to sand this on the electric sander. You're going to have a serious fire going on. But you do need to rough this up and get rid of the black coating. So what I do is I just take my little belt. I believe this one, well, it's all rubbed off. I think it was 80 grit. And do about 3/4. And just rub it slow. Like I said, you sand this too much, you're going to get sparks. So you just want to scuff it up real good. Don't go too fast. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but that's pretty much all you need to do. Just want to make sure the glue can adhere to the actual metal surface and not the coating on there. Alright, now we're going to go inside and finish this up. Alright, so we're inside now, and really all there is left to do is glue in the fire rod itself, and then put a lanyard on it. And the one thing I personally learned is glue this. There's a lot more you could do to this handle if you wanted to. I'm not going to. I don't have a lathe, tools, all kinds of stuff. I'm going to glue this in now, and when it's done, then I'm going to oil it up. Since you have glue going in here, you do not want any oil in there, anything that will interfere with the glue. So you can glue this in first, and the oil is not going to hurt the rod at all. So I've used Gorilla Epoxy 2-part, very strong. We'll go ahead and do that. Alright, so once you get your, squeeze out your 2 parts, mix this up really good. Maybe let it sit for just 1 minute. You don't really have to let it sit at all. You don't really use too much of it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Q-tip and coat the inside real good. It doesn't have to be too thick because your rods are going to be really snug in there, so you don't want too much glue. And then just put a small dab around the bottom part of the rod. And what we're going to do, I hope you can see this, but I'm going to use a hammer. And there you go. And then make sure you let this sit for at least a good day before you actually go out and use it. And now I'm going to oil this up and figure out a lanyard for it. Okay, just for purposes, I'm going to use some Old English. I don't have any expensive oils yet. And this is the cool part. You can use they got the tongue oil, linseed oil, all that other good stuff. This is just some basic Old English. What I'm going to do is, and this is the best part of this whole thing, is watching the color come out. And I'll end up doing probably 2 or 3 coats of this, and it works pretty good. You can see that color come out immediately. Looks really, really good. Alright, so I went ahead and just cut out a lace of my oil tanned utility hide. This is the stuff I use for my bags and pouches, so I just cut out a strip. And for this one, I'm just going to make a really simple lanyard. Alright, so that's pretty much it. I forgot, I tied the lanyard lace on here. I forgot what that knot is, but it's a really good one. Anyway, that's it. It's done. Like I said, wait a good day before you actually go out there and start using it, just to make sure. A couple things I thought of. I don't know if I mentioned. The hole I drill for this for the rod is the exact same width. The rod is 5/16. I use a 5/16 drill bit. You hammer, so you get a really nice snug fit, and it's not going to come out, especially when it's glued. There's a lot. Again, this is the way I make them. I don't have a whole lot of other tools. I wish I had a lathe, and you know, you can spin this and you could polish it up all nice, get it nice and round, and I don't have that, so for now this is how I do it. And I think they look pretty cool. It's got a nice old school look to it. And here's the other 2 I did. These I put in some, I used a file. I'm not sure if you can see it in there. I did some file work on there. You can't see it too much. It's not that big of a deal. I didn't do it on this one. There's whatever you want to do, and obviously you can use different types of wood. I want to get some more of this type of wood. that Spectra ply. There's different colors and stuff. So I think that's it. I just used my 1x30 sander and my drill press, and that's pretty much it. Use some Gorilla Glue, and yeah, not too bad. I like it. Any questions or anything, leave me some comments. Or these are actually going to be for sale. This one's already sold. I will be making more, so if anybody's interested in purchasing one, definitely get with me on Facebook or send me a message here on YouTube. Or by now a lot of you know how to get in touch with me, so I'll leave some links at the end of the video. Thanks, guys.